Now in 4 News Now at 6, we ride along with Spokane Police during their shoplifting blitz. We'll show you what they're doing to curb the growing number of thefts across the city.
I am tracking plenty of wet weather heading into the holiday weekend. I'll show you which areas have made the transition from rain to snow in your first alert forecast.
And a Spokane doctor discovers a breakthrough treatment for kidney disease, how it could change the lives of millions of Americans. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. And we begin with breaking news. Within the last half hour, eastbound traffic over Snoqualmie Pass is back open. The westbound lanes, though, remain closed at Cle Elum because of several cars spinning out on the freeway. So if you know anyone who plans on driving over from the west side tonight, tell them to bring their chains as they're currently required to go over the pass. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Dice alongside Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker. And Chris, we could see some slick driving conditions out there as well with some of that rain and snow in our area.
Yes, in fact, part of the region we've already dried out, but those wet roads are refreezing and we still have some snow going in other spots. Here's a look at the view from the 500 West Boone Avenue over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Wet roads, wet sidewalks and parking lots, but nothing to show for the snow we had right around 4:30 this afternoon. It is all melted. It didn't last very long. It was mostly in the form of rain. Now we still have snow in progress. These are our highway cameras, US 95 and Hanley in Coeur d'Alene. You can see the snow there. Nothing sticking to the treated roadways or even on the grassy surface on the side of the road. Here's the view in Rathdrum. This is US 95 and 53 State Highway, and you can see some almost going horizontal. We have some wind coming along with the snow there as well, but all of that is going to be coming to an end very soon. Here's our radar, and we are dry around the Spokane area and points to the west, starting to dry out around Spirit Lake. We still have that wet weather in progress in Coeur d'Alene. Also heading down in parts of the Idaho Palouse. We'll zoom in or zoom out a little bit actually and see that we do still have some precipitation falling in Sandpoint. It's more of a rain snow mix right in town. Snow level is dropping. Coeur d'Alene still showing up as mostly rain, as nothing is really sticking for the most part. But temperatures have dropped. We were in the mid-30s. Now we're at 33 in Spokane, 32 in Coeur d'Alene. Still quite warm in Sandpoint and Bonners Ferry. It's 34 right now in Moscow and Pullman, right around the Spokane area. 34 in Spirit Lake. It's 33 at Post Falls right now and 35 in Spokane Valley. Our road temperatures, however, are another story. Most locations have road temperatures below freezing. They're at 32 right now in Coeur d'Alene, so a lot of spots where you did get some accumulation on the roads. Spangle, Cheney, we have some accumulation up around Deer Park. Those roads are going to be tricky tonight, and wet roads will be turning icy, so something to keep in mind as you head out for those holiday errands early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, we are heading into a very calm and pretty weekend. A high of 33 on Saturday. That is exactly average with partly to mostly sunny skies. I'll be back with the rest of your holiday weekend outlook in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, thanks, Chris. Shoplifting is a growing problem in Spokane, and police say these crimes are constant, and local businesses tell us they're fed up trying to deter thieves on their own. So to try to curb these thefts, the Spokane Police Department conducts sting operations near major shoplifting hubs. Bronte Sorotsky rode along on one of these operations and shows how they aim to curb these thefts.
Well, I'm on the north side with Sergeant Eckersley with Spokane Police. Now, this area is a known hub for shoplifting. Only 15 minutes into our ride along, we've already run into 2 thieves.
In that case, it wasn't even us that ended up catching her. It was the Gojo Patrol that these stores have to employ and pay to go help secure their property because the theft problems are so bad.
As soon as we got the alert of a shoplifter,
See if she's still here.
Sergeant Eckersley and I headed to the Dollar Tree on Division. When we arrived, we saw security, police, and a thief in handcuffs.
It has gotten exponentially worse. I mean, it's constant.
As bad as shoplifting is for places like Dollar Tree, our local businesses take those hits even harder.
Just really hard to, keep up with everybody that comes through, especially right now. This is the holiday season, a lot of shoppers.
Cruz Nicasio co-owns Spokane Treasure Trove in the Garland District. With unique vintage items at the forefront of the store, shoplifters are always a concern.
I mean, you do have to deal with it. It's unfortunate.
While a lot of these crimes are happening in North Spokane, it seems no area is safe from thieves. So Cruz and other Garland business owners have started working together to identify these thieves.
Business owners call. We kind of just call down the street, let people know, hey, I just got, hit with a shoplifter.
As these thefts continue to rattle Spokane businesses, Sergeant Eckersley says Cruz and his fellow business owners are doing exactly what they should do.
If they've got somebody coming in trying to steal clothes, they'll notify all their other even competitors, right? That, hey, keep an eye out for this person. They just came in the store today and tried to steal.
Now, the biggest thing that you can do if you see someone shoplifting is to make sure that police are aware of these instances so they can try to lower these crimes. Reporting in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
The second man charged in connection to a murder in East Spokane nearly a year ago appeared in court today. Investigators say Takayo Bay, seen here in court, teamed up with Elijah Harvey to kill Carlos Thomas. Thomas's body was found in his car in an apartment complex parking lot on December 31st. Investigators do not believe Bay was the shooter, but was involved in the shooting. He's being held on a $1 million bond. Meanwhile, the man police believe was the shooter remains in jail. Elijah Harvey appeared in court yesterday. According to court documents, Harvey's own mother cooperated with police to help them arrest him. He's also being held on $1 million bond. Well, the Washington State University athletic director is thanking student athletes and coaches for their patience as the school begins to rebuild the Pac-12 conference. Today, WSU announced 10 of its athletic programs will be joining the West Coast Conference for 2 years starting next fall. That includes men's and women's basketball, men's and women's cross country, men's and women's golf, plus women's rowing, soccer, tennis, and volleyball. In a statement today, WSU Director of Athletics Pat Chun said the WCC allows an opportunity for our 10 teams to have access to championships as well as high-level competition. Now, earlier this month, WSU announced its football team will play a Mountain West Conference schedule. Baseball will likely be an independent. Dramatic video of a woman being pulled from a burning car will show you what happened coming up.
The treatment effect exceeded our expectations. And then you kind of pinch yourself and say, is this real?
And how a Spokane doctor's breakthrough discovery could change the way kidney disease is treated. That's next on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Save your greed!
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
It's the only time of year the reindeer fly. You can't see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your friends around or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down.
Do more together this holiday in the Chevy that's whatever your plans are this season. Do more in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $239 a month.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
Realize that we can now go to clinic and say we have hope for you.
A Spokane doctor with Providence Hospital is now one step closer to a new treatment for kidney disease. If trials remain successful, the new discovery could save millions of kidney patients. Peter Choi explains what this discovery could mean to future patients. Peter.
Derek, the CDC says more than 1 in 7 adults in this country may have chronic kidney disease. Dr. Catherine Turtle says her team's new breakthrough treatment is now offering a new set of hope for future patients.
And I just thought, you know, this is a travesty. This has to change.
Studying kidney for decades, Dr. Catherine Turtle says her interest in kidneys started from patients she's seen.
Spent a lot of time talking to each other, and I was stunned when not long afterwards she crashed into dialysis at Barnes Hospital in St. Louis and then didn't live very long afterwards.
That's when Dr. Turtle realized she needed to do something about the disease.
It's just an enormous public health problem.
Her team's groundbreaking discovery started from a trial in 2022. 714 patients participated in the Providence trial. When an ASI inhibitor was combined with an ACE or ARB and SGLT2 inhibitor, 70% of patients had a substantial reduction in kidney damage.
Treatment effect exceeded our expectations. And then you kind of pinch yourself and say, is this real?
Now her team is taking the trial to a global stage. For the next 4 years, partnering with the University of Oxford, the trial will begin with 11,000 patients across the world.
I'm just grateful to be here and be part of it. And to realize that we can now go to clinic and say we have hope for you. We couldn't say that for a long time.
Now, Dr. Turtle says she wants to bring more awareness about chronic kidney disease. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, or family history of kidney and heart disease, you should take a test annually before it's too late to treat it. In studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Thank you, Peter. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. Evening rain and snow, and then we'll be drying out. We could see 2 to 4 inches of snow in the mountains. Check the ski areas. That was snowing everywhere. It's going to be a windy evening, but then a really nice weekend. I'll be back with that after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Winterfest.
$3 pitcher night. A couple cocktails, an edible, and a nature documentary. What do all these people have in common? A friend like you, who offered a ride, or made sure they got in a ride share, or provided a couch to crash on. Thanks for keeping the roads a little safer tonight, Washington. Together, we get there.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, the waiting is over.
We have new Hondas in stock and ready for delivery. Plus, they all come with a lifetime warranty.
Come check out the all-new Honda CR-V and Accord hybrids.
Or maybe you're wanting the new Honda Ridgeline or newly designed Honda Pilot.
Whether you want a new car, van, or SUV, we have them in stock.
Family owned and operated in beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho for over 55 years.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Visit us at our website, cdahonda.com.
Santa baby, slip a sable under the tree for me. I've been an awful good girl, Santa baby, so hurry down the chimney tonight. Santa baby, a 54 convertible to a light blue.
Frozen is Disney's latest hit Broadway musical. From the producer of The Lion King comes the show audiences and critics are melting for.
Coming to First Interstate Center for the Arts, July 24th to August 4th. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
E.T.
E.T.
Hi, E.T.
Wow. Only on E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world. So much at stake at the start of every morning.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good Morning America. We want you to know every morning.
We're right here, and we got you.
Well, a new section of the Children of the Sun Trail opens tomorrow in Northeast Spokane. It currently runs from the Wandermere area to Columbia Avenue. That new section from Columbia on the north side of Hilliard south to Cleveland Avenue near the river opens. Eventually, the trail will connect with the Centennial Trail and the Ben Burr Trail. And it actually might be a decent weekend to go out for a walk on it thanks to our warmer than average temperatures, Chris.
Yes, but you wouldn't even think of it tonight because it is so very unpleasant.
Yeah.
The wind, it's gotten quite a bit cooler, and that wet weather, but things are improving. Here's a look now at the scene in Sandpoint. Starting to see a little texture to their raindrops. You can see on the streets that there may be just a little bit of slush going on here. This is US 2 and Boyer. It was snowing this afternoon at Schweitzer. I checked the webcam rather regularly, and things were looking good there. But we do see some slushy roads, and everything will be freezing. It is still above freezing at the airport in Sandpoint. Here's a look at our Doppler radar. It does include Sandpoint, which is still showing up as green, even though you're seeing a little bit of a rain-snow mix. But it's mostly rain further to the south. It is tapering off, however, and we are now dry in the Spokane area. A little bit of light precipitation around Cusick and north of Chewelah. The winds are picking up around the region. 30-mile-per-hour gusts in Spokane. Winds are a little bit actually calmer than they were earlier in Pullman. We have the front coming through, some colder air coming in behind it. Here's a look at our forecast wind gusts starting off at our current time, and we will see those wind gusts through the evening. They will start dying down dramatically by tomorrow morning, and then a calmer day tomorrow with winds in the 5 to 10 mile per hour range with dry conditions and some sunshine even. So we have one front zipping off to the east, high pressure building in for Saturday and Sunday. Really nice weather, especially if you have to travel or if you've got other outdoor plans. You'll notice here Sunday at 9 o'clock, that front that came and like fizzled out right over the Cascades, well, that is what gives us still a 15% chance of a 1/10 of an inch of snow on Christmas. Thanks to meteorologist Matt Gray for crunching the numbers on this. I would really be surprised if we see anything at all, but now it's a 15% chance late Sunday night into the wee hours of Monday morning, Christmas morning. Overnight lows tonight down below freezing. We're already seen many locations below freezing, and our roadways are below freezing. So all of those wet roads, sidewalks, parking lots are going to be icy. Those early morning errands, if you want to beat the crowds to the grocery store, watch those parking lots. Saturday's highs will be 33 in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. That is exactly average. We have not spent a lot of this December with average anything. It's been extremes, one extreme to another. 33 also on Sunday, Christmas Eve. We'll enjoy a little bit of sunshine. 35 on Christmas Day with dry conditions. Then late Christmas night into Tuesday, we have some wet weather. If you have travel plans over the passes, be sure to download that 4 News Now First Alert weather app to carefully plan when you want to go over conditions change very rapidly over the passes, as we have seen so painfully today. Derek, I feel so bad for folks trying to get over the passes right now.
Yeah, not fun if you're stuck there, for sure. Well, if you're traveling outside the inland Northwest this weekend, or you have family coming here, there is some tricky weather to deal with around the country right now. Meteorologist Matt Gray is tracking which highways and airports could be the most impacted.
The storm passing over us tonight continues east this weekend. It will try to snarl holiday travel across the center of the country. So if you're hitting the road this weekend, this storm's still going to be impacting highways to our east across Montana, Idaho, and beyond. After more snow over Lookout Pass tonight, roads are going to turn snowy and icy up and down I-90 across Montana and down I-15 into East Idaho. And snow's going to continue to create problems in eastern Montana and Wyoming late Saturday before that snow finally moves off at the end of the day into the Dakotas. Now, if you're headed west, things look pretty quiet along I-5. That is until some rain starts to show up as we head into Sunday afternoon. Now let's turn now to the major hub airports. Snow moving through Idaho overnight may also slow things down in Salt Lake City and Denver on Saturday morning. And while snow continues through the day in Colorado, thunderstorms are going to be crossing Texas, reaching the Dallas Metroplex on Saturday night. It will be a stormy start there to Christmas Eve. Meanwhile, back up north, rain is going to start transitioning to snow in the upper Midwest, bringing snow to Minneapolis as we end Christmas Eve. So, in order for us to sum it all up, we will probably see some delays at a lot of airports that fly in and out of Spokane on Saturday. Those impacts likely to linger into Sunday in the center of the country. Now, by Christmas Day, airports out west should be all clear, but you'll still run into some problems in the south and in the Midwest. Good news is that for now, the weather doesn't look too bad enough to cause some of those heavy delays that we all end up having nightmares about this time of the year.
Well, we won't just be tracking travel conditions this weekend. We'll also be keeping an eye on the big guy himself. You can head to the 4 News Now Santa Tracker and bookmark it. It is KXLY.com/Santa Tracker, or just watch that homepage on Christmas Eve to get in on the holiday fun. It is the second Tesla recall this month. Coming up, how a software update is supposed to prevent the doors from opening during a crash. And one family wins a free van in North Spokane. Why it will serve as a lifeline for them and their 7 kids.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Kylie and I know there's a lot of great choices for new and pre-owned cars in North Idaho.
And we want Parker Subaru to be your first choice.
Because Parker Subaru has won the coveted Subaru Love Promise Customer Commitment Award every year since we began in 2012.
Not only do we have a great selection of Subarus, we have an award-winning service center.
Because we are committed to keeping you satisfied long after the purchase.
Right now, it's the 2023 Subaru Share the Love event. Visit Parker Subaru in Coeur d'Alene.
Six is the winner of 23 awards on Broadway and a euphoric celebration. Six the Musical, January 23rd to the 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
This holiday season, even Santa needs to stock up on the freshest ingredients for a magical feast. From green beans, Brussels sprouts, and prime rib to our signature cookies and Cyrus O'Leary apple pies, we've got it all for your holiday gatherings. And just when Santa thought his list was complete,
Santa, don't forget to pick up something special for dinner, dear.
Make your holidays magical with My Fresh Basket, where even Santa shops for the finest ingredients. Happy holidays from My Fresh Basket.
This is the beautiful Nissan Rogue. Check it out. Futuristic front, spacious interior, and a functional rear hatch. But beauty is only part of why we know you'll love this SUV. There's numerous safety features, driving modes for snow, off-road, sport, and even hands-free. Important rear driver assist and automatic braking systems. Plus, lane safety with blind spot detection. The Nissan Rogue is a great SUV, and our friendly dealership is a great place to test drive one. Just off Highway 95, Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
4 News Now is brought to you by Visit Downtown Coeur d'Alene this holiday season.
Protesters filled the streets of Tacoma after 3 police officers were found not guilty of murdering this man, Manuel Ellis. He died in police custody in 2020 after saying he couldn't breathe. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the story.
Justice for Manny!
Crowds gathered in Tacoma, Washington last night demanding justice after 3 officers on trial for their involvement in the death of an unarmed black man were found not guilty.
No justice, no peace!
The case dates back to 2020 when prosecutors say Manny Ellis, who was walking to a friend's house, died after a confrontation with police in which he was restrained, beaten, tased, and placed in a spit mask. He can be heard on video saying he couldn't breathe.
Can't breathe, sir. Can't breathe.
Witnesses say they yelled at officers to stop and say Ellis was not fighting back.
Oh my God, stop hitting him! Hitting him, just arrest him!
The medical examiner ruled Ellis's death a homicide due to hypoxia from physical restraint. Meth was found in his system, but the coroner says it did not contribute to his death. A Tacoma jury yesterday found the 3 officers not guilty on various charges.
The verdict today does not lessen our commitment to ensure that the city's power is used to protect and serve, and that the essential services provided by all city employees are delivered equitably and fairly.
The officers were not wearing body cameras. They claimed Ellis was trying to open car doors and said he started the confrontation. The defense pointing to Ellis's history of drug addiction, saying when high he was violent. The attorney for one of the officers, Matthew Collins, saying there were no winners in this case. He has maintained that he did everything in his power to prevent this death.
This trial was the first under a new state law designed to make it easier to prosecute police accused of wrongfully using force. The Tacoma Police Department still has to determine whether those officers will be disciplined. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
All right, take a look at this video of an Oklahoma County Sheriff's deputy pulling a woman from a burning car. The deputy was out on patrol when he saw the burning car and rushed in to help.
Get back, get back, get back, get back, get back!
Wow. This all started when the woman lost control while driving through a traffic circle, causing her to crash. She couldn't get out on her own because the car door was jammed and she had a broken ankle. We have a consumer alert now for Tesla owners. The company is recalling more than 120,000 cars because the doors could unlatch and open during a crash. The recall impacts certain 2021 through 2023 models S and X. According to federal officials, the software in the vehicle inadvertently excluded the lockout functionality that complies with the federal motor vehicle safety standards on side impact protection. Tesla has released an over-the-air software update to fix this problem. All right, still ahead, it is the biggest military pay bump in decades. How much more service members can expect to make in 2024?
And one family went home with a free van to kick off the holiday season. Why it will serve as a lifeline for them and their 7 kids after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show, an experience you will never forget. Discover Santa's all-new North Pole with holiday getaways starting at only $250.
You're feeding it.
I will, I promise. Thanks to our Premier Rewards Visa credit card from ICCU, we earned enough cash back to stock up on puppy supplies.
But we don't have a puppy.
very convincing children.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Good thing my Rogue has intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or save up to $2,500 on Rogue. Better hurry. These offers won't be back in stock.
This is important information from AARP and BECU. Caring for a parent, spouse, or loved one comes with a lot of responsibility, including financially. Research shows the family caregivers spend an average of $7,200 of their own money every year. There's often a struggle for caregivers to take care of their own financial needs as well as the needs of their loved ones. AARP and BECU are here to help by offering advice, tips, and tools with a video podcast series, Caring for Caregivers. For more information, visit this website.
$3 pitcher night, a couple cocktails, an edible, and a nature documentary. What do all these people have in common? A friend like you, who offered a ride, or made sure they got in a ride share, or provided a couch to crash on. Thanks for keeping the roads a little safer tonight, Washington. Together, we get there.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
The Ralpho family, congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course, our pleasure.
A heartwarming moment tonight in North Spokane. Each year, Arata's Mitsubishi in North Spokane gives away a van loaded with gifts. The Ralpho family was one of 5 families in need who were nominated to win it. You're watching their emotional reaction when they found out they won. The Ralphos have 7 children, including a set of 18-month-old triplets who are constantly traveling to and from Seattle to receive medical care. So this new van is a lifeline for their family. Our Jordan Smith was there today, and Jordan, this is a pretty special moment for that family.
Yeah, it was special. It was emotional for everybody who was in attendance at this event today, and especially given the year that this family has had. This van arrives at just the right time for the Ralpho family because their old car was constantly breaking down. And Derek, as you mentioned, this family is constantly traveling to and from Seattle so that their triplets can receive much needed medical treatment. Tears, smiles, and gratitude flooded the inside of Arata's Mitsubishi this afternoon. The Ralpho family given the keys to this brand new van loaded with gifts and food.
It was really heartwarming blessing, and we were really happy that we got chosen, and we could really need this car to better our lives.
The family of 9 has endured a difficult year, making constant trips to the west side of the state to get their youngest children the care that they need. One triplet was diagnosed with a cyst on her pituitary gland, causing her to be small in size. The other 2 in need of supplemental oxygen treatments multiple times a week. This van giving them a more reliable and safe way to get there.
To be able to get the triplets to their appointment safely and back and forth to Seattle, there's just no words. It's an extreme blessing.
Joining the Ralpho family today, Jill and Tom Jenkins, who nominated them for the van.
I took a deep breath and I touched her leg. I said, I'm telling you right now, if they say your name, I'm going to start crying. And sure enough, I started bawling like a baby. So
it was a special moment that will stay with both families for a long time to come. For Dan Arata, that's the whole reason they keep doing this.
We know how deserving this family is with their 3 small children. They have to drive to Seattle every week, so this is a way for us to help them, take some of that burden off of them.
And the Jacobs family tells me the Ralphos are family at this point, beyond friendship. It's an unforgettable start to the holiday season. In studio, Jordan Smith, 4 News Now.
Great story. Well, some areas in the inland Northwest are going to get a little snow tonight, but chances of a white Christmas still pretty slim. Let's send it over to Chris Crocker with your holiday forecast.
Yes, right here in Spokane especially. Here's the view of our time lapse in downtown today. It was rain all the way up until around 4:30. We had a brief period of snow, but nothing sticking. In fact, I think we lost some of the snow berms that are piled up in the arena marina parking lot with the mild weather and the rain today. Here's a look now at the conditions in both Coeur d'Alene and Rathdrum, where they still have some snow in progress. It's more of a rain snow. As you can see, it's not sticking to the roadways that have been treated, but also the grassy surfaces on the side of the road are still green. That's US 95 and Hanley in Coeur d'Alene, and US 95 and State Route 53 in Rathdrum. Downtown Moscow has dried out after a rain-snow mix, and as we take a look at the radar, there's a absolute back edge to this precipitation. 2 to 4 inches of snow possible in the mountains, but elsewhere we are going to be drying out very soon in Coeur d'Alene. I'll let you know what kind of weather to expect for the weekend in just a few minutes. Derek.
Well, whether it is a sweater that's a little too big or something that just isn't your style, it's normal for many to either exchange or return our Christmas gifts. Consumer experts say every retailer has their own return policy and every shopper should read the fine print. CNN's Karen Kafa explains.
Maybe it's a perfect fit, or maybe it's not. Last year, the National Retail Federation expected almost 18% of merchandise sold during the holidays to be returned. So retailers are ready, but policies will vary. Melanie McGovern of the Better Business Bureau says to read the fine print about what's required.
There's a lot of return fraud, so retailers will ask for an ID, even if you have a receipt. So it's really important to make sure you have your ID, any kind of receipt, whether it's gift or original, and the original packaging, which will make your return a lot smoother.
Some retailers have made return windows more flexible to account for early holiday deals and more lag time between gift purchasing and gift giving. But last year, the National Retail Federation estimated holiday returns would cost about $171 billion. So some have added restrictions, especially, they say, with an uptick in return fraud. That's why McGovern says it's not unusual for fees to be attached.
A lot of retailers do have restocking fees, especially if it's a higher ticket item. Some retailers will take the postage to return the item, if it's an online retailer, out of your refund.
And when buying online, confirm whether the item is coming directly from the retail platform or from a third-party seller who may have a different return policy. In New York, I'm Karen Kafa.
Well, new at 6:30, President Biden has signed the more than $886 billion National Defense Authorization Act into law. That includes the biggest pay bump for service members in decades. The raise is a little over 5%. It also gives members an additional pay allowance to help with off-base housing and monthly expenses. Well, it's Friday, and that means it's time to go for a ride on the Air Force drone. Tonight, we're giving you a bird's eye view of one of our favorite holiday displays. It's after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating, Cooling, Electrical.
Do more together this holiday. Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $87.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Your whole health is more than what you find at the doctor's office, because it's all around you. The food you eat, what makes you happy, and what keeps you up at night. The place you call home. It's why we created a health insurance company that considers so much more. WellPoint, your whole health is our whole point.
Hello, I'm Diamond Dan Clark.
And I'm Jeweler Jane.
And we're from Clark's Diamond Jewelers in beautiful downtown Coeur d'Alene.
Our famous snow promotion is back for Christmas.
If it snows 4 inches or more in 24 hours on January 11th, 2024, all purchases made between November 21st and December 30th will be refunded in full. And that means all engagement rings, loose diamonds and gemstones, jewelry and gifts could all be free.
Shop Clark's Diamond Jewelers this Christmas and let it snow diamonds.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Holiday miracle. Spy the service dog saves a 9-year-old girl's life. Next Inside Edition. While she's sleeping, Spy sniffs little Raylan's dangerously high sugar spike.
I knew something was wrong.
How the dog springs into action. Then, child stars from your favorite Christmas movies. Where are they now? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
All right, take a look at this amazing sunrise at Schweitzer Mountain this morning. If you're heading up there this weekend, you and your family can hit the slopes with Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And I hear they'll be giving out some candy there as well. Do you have to catch it, like as you're skiing or boarding by?
Probably, because I have seen them ski. They are both expert skiers.
Okay.
They have to dial it down to hang out on the Eagle Flats there. They are good skiers. They are getting some snow.
They are.
Yes, even this afternoon, there was no rain-snow mix at the ski areas, so that is fantastic news. Down in Sandpoint, though, let's take a look, see how our friends at US2 and Boyer are doing. It's still mostly rain, a rain with just a little texture to it. Like the raindrops want to be snowflakes, but they can't quite do it. But the roads are wet. They will be refreezing. Sidewalks, parking lots, too, get kind of spoiled with this mild week of weather running those holiday errands. Tomorrow morning, you're going to encounter some icy spots, but it is going to be a beautiful weekend. Here's a look at your forecast. We'll start the day off tomorrow at 25 degrees, a high of 33. That's exactly average, but with that sunshine, may feel warmer, and the winds will die down. It's a windy evening around the region behind our front. Christmas Eve, 33 for a high with partly cloudy skies. We'll start the day off at 22 degrees. Fantastic weather for whatever you might have planned outdoors. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. Evening rain and snow will be wrapping up later tonight. We may keep the snow going through part of the overnight in the higher terrain with 2 to 4 inches expected in the mountains. It is going to be, again, windy this evening, but those winds will be dying down by Saturday morning and then heading into a really nice drama-free weekend. Cold front zipping off to the east, high pressure taking over for the weekend. That means we're keeping the storms away. A weakening storm coming through late Christmas Eve, but I don't think it's going to produce much. Maybe up along the Canadian border, you might see a little bit of snow, but elsewhere, I really do believe our hopes of seeing any actual snow on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve are close to 0. Overnight lows tonight will be down in the 20s around the region, some 30s, but below freezing. High temperatures tomorrow, just about average after many days of above average temperatures. 33 in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, 35 in Pullman, 43 in Lewiston, 35 in Ritzville. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Very nice weather for the holiday weekend. My concern is as we get into Monday night and Tuesday, not that the travel will be difficult around the valleys, but if you're heading over the passes, I would take some time to plan. Download the 4 News Now First Alert weather app. You can track radar and forecasts. And I just don't want you stuck on the passes. It can be a tricky time to pass, and they didn't get a lot of snow at Snoqualmie, but it was all those people, and it was a lot at once.
Right.
And so that's all it takes.
Yeah, you just get one car spinning out. Next thing you know, it could be several cars involved.
Yes.
All right, Chris, thank you. With Christmas just a few days away, we wanted to give you a bird's eye view of one of our favorite holiday lights displays in the Inland Northwest.
And we don't just love it because it was put up by our very one and only Mark Peterson and the Extreme team, but for the joy it brings family and staff inside of Sacred Heart Children's Hospital right across the street. Let's go for a ride on the Air 4 drone over Cowley Park.
doing this 7 years. This got started by Mark coming in the store and saying, I've got this idea.
I get a call from Children's Miracle Network. Is there any way to light the lights in the park? We got a bid to light up the hospital, but they wouldn't even be able to see that. And she goes, but we have these trees right outside. I see them. Any way we could light those up?
I was thinking a few lights and a couple trees in the park. I didn't imagine something this grand.
All right, are you ready? All right, get your hand on there. Remember, you got to push it really hard. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, go! Merry Christmas! We're lighting up the lights at Cowley Park. It is absolutely amazing. Lovely, and all around the park, all the ground display. It is absolutely beautiful.
It is so special when someone's walking through the park, especially if they're, having a rough day up there. There's always stories every year of someone coming down in the park and making comments, whether they've had a bad day up there, whether it's a staff member, a family, someone who's been let out of the hospital and then get to go home and they stop and look at the lights on the way by.
So Avista supplies trucks and men to put the lights up into the trees. ACE is supplying 90% or more of the lights. Horizon Credit Union supplies 20 people. It's the volunteers to make it happen, and they love it. This year, the Gingerbread House is a standout. Looks absolutely perfect. Clearwater Summit had all their guys on it. This year, we're also going to have a tree dedicated to those affected with breast cancer. And one of the gals that's been with us for 7 years passed away a couple months ago, Pamela Wilmering, and we're dedicating that tree to her and all those. For the 7th year, from Cowley Park, I'm Mark Peterson, 4 News Now Extreme Team, hoping and wishing that we are truly making spirits bright.
So cool. The Gonzaga women got a big win against New Mexico this afternoon to wrap up non-conference play, but it was the return of one of their young stars that's giving the team a lot of hope for the future. Alex Crescenti has more in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $239 a month. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide-open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
4 News Now and STCU are recognizing volunteers who make a difference in our community. Today, we honor Bob Walker. Bob helps take care of less fortunate families by assisting with gas and utility vouchers, bus passes, and by volunteering endless hours at the Caritas Food Bank.
Bob's leadership and compassionate heart allows Caritas Food Bank to serve and support even more families in our community.
It's like nothing. This is what you're supposed to do. You do it, you just do it.
Thanks to STCU for helping to make sure volunteers count.
My darling granddaughter, when I was your age, I was given this camera. May it capture your big, beautiful life the way it did mine.
Four News Now is brought to you by Skelton's Carpet One, Lewiston.
Well, after almost 2 months, the Gonzaga Bulldogs came to the end of their non-conference schedule as they look to become the first team in the country to 13 wins. But they would have to get by a tricky New Mexico squad on the eve of the Christmas break in order to do so. Guard Kayleen Trong was out with a finger injury, but sister Kaylin had no problem picking up the slack as she buries a three to help get the scoring going in the first quarter. But the Lobos, they came to play on the afternoon. Vivian Cumber buries a triple of her own. Zags go into the second quarter only up by 1. Gonzaga tried to get a little bit of breathing room thanks to their shooters as Trong knocks down another one from beyond the arc. Bulldogs shooting better than 52% from that range on the day. In the third quarter, a really awesome moment as Bree Salenbean, playing in her first game in almost 22 months, gets the short floater to go after overcoming a torn ACL twice and a separate meniscus issue. Her just being on the court was incredible to watch today. At the end of the quarter, Zags looking to pull away. Trong just beats the buzzer, gets the three to go, and she would have 12 points on the day. It must be the mask. But that pesky New Mexico squad would not go away. Anya Ongman drives to the basket. Lobos cut the lead down to 8. It was 15. That's when Gonzaga puts the ball in the hands of their best player. Yvonne Ejim calls game with this little fadeaway shot to go. Bulldogs win this one 67-56 to grab win number 13. But maybe more importantly is the return of Salenbean and what this moment means for her.
It's been a long time coming. I don't know. I thought I was coming back earlier and then I got injured again, so it just kind of sucks. But I mean, just go with the cards I was dealt, and it's super good to be back playing with my teammates. I love playing with them, and the feeling from the crowd was awesome.
I feel a little emotional just for her. She brings so much to our team, and she's done the best that she can to bring that stuff off the court throughout this time that she's been out, but having her on the court is her best asset to our team, and we're just better with her.
Now Gonzaga will get a nice long break as they're going to return to action on January 4th when they face off against Portland down in the Rose City. And in case you missed it last night, the Washington State Cougars left Spokane with a big win against Boise State, knocking off the Broncos 66-61 to improve to 9-2 headed into Pac-12 play. But that win was coming off the heels of some big news that the Cougars are moving to the West Coast Conference after this season on a temporary basis while they rebuild the conference. And while all the chaos and bad news has just lasted for the last 5 months, head coach Kyle Smith had a little cheeky answer on the move to the WCC.
My first thought is, like, if I can get the scaffolding, you know, maybe Jim can do this, and where I get to nail the crucifix up at the watchtower. So, I mean, it's a Catholic league, right? I go as a Catholic. We're in the WCC. I just make sure the Washington State, the Jesuits, are we Jesuits or Christian Brothers? But no, it's just a funky time. It's a great basketball league. No one knows it better than me.
Well, certainly will be an interesting mix between those two cultures of the WCC schools and Oregon State and Washington State.
Yeah, but nice to have just more West Coast alignment, right?
That geography has to matter at a certain point, right?
For sure. Alex, thank you. Well, once you're done opening presents on Christmas Day, tune in to ABC for a full day of sports. ABC's Morgan Norwood gives us a preview of some of the biggest matchups.
The holiday action starts with a game between the last two NBA champions. The Warriors and Nuggets tip off with a pair of two-time MVPs, Steph Curry and Nikola Jokic, on opposite sides of the court. The chance to play on Christmas has players thinking of their memories of watching the NBA as a kid.
I remember watching Derrick Rose beat the Lakers. That was one of my favorite memories. Or LeBron when he was on Miami and he got that dunk against the Lakers, the left hand off the backboard.
And for others, there's an appreciation of the tradition of NBA on the holiday.
The Christmas Day game is always a sense of pride, and it's super fun.
LeBron James adding to his record, taking the floor for his 18th Christmas Day game when the Lakers renew the NBA's biggest rivalry, hosting the Celtics in the second game of the NBA doubleheader on ABC. LeBron sharing his own memories of watching games on Christmas as a kid in Akron, Ohio.
And being able to wake up at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, start opening up presents, and then seeing NBA games on was just super cool. And now to be a part of my fair share of NBA games is just something I'll never forget.
On the other side, the Celtics star on the top of their tree is MVP candidate Jason Tatum, who knows the importance of the game and the occasion.
So I've been fortunate enough to play on Christmas every single year.
And, you know, something I don't take for granted. You know, Celtics versus Lakers on Christmas doesn't get too much better than that.
And the grand finale of the day, the NFL gives fans a real treat in primetime when two of the league's best teams meet in a potential Super Bowl preview. The Baltimore Ravens facing the San Francisco 49ers in a special Monday Night Football Christmas game.
Usually be sitting home watching basketball or something on Christmas, but it's different, so it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be fun.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
All right, a lot of big games, and they're all right here. Here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
Drinking watermelon moonshine. Oh, Lord, when it rains, it pours.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
It's the only time of year the reindeer fly. You can't see them on their sleigh ride across the sky. Gather all your friends around or go out and paint the town. It's the only time of year the whole wide world turns upside down.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Good thing my Rogue has intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or save up to $2,500 on Rogue. Better hurry. These offers won't be back in stock.
Merry Christmas!
NBA Christmas Day begins at noon and continues all day on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Plus.
Get your groove on at Mystiquoi Casino Hotel Sunday, December 31st. You could win your share of over $15,000 in cash. Enjoy party favors to ring in 2024. Learn more at Mystiquoi.com.
$3 pitcher night. A couple cocktails. An edible. And a nature documentary. What do all these people have in common? A friend like you, who offered a ride or made sure they got in a ride share or provided a couch to crash on. Thanks for keeping the roads a little safer tonight, Washington. Together, we get there.
Wishing you a happy and joyful holiday season from BECU. 4 News Now is brought to you by PAR, your total home building source.
Well, police in Florida are searching for a man who decided to go fishing inside of a Bass Pro Shop. Officials are taking this case seriously because the fish he took is federally protected. According to investigators, this man stole a net off the shelf and used it to catch a 50-pound tarpon. In this video, you can see the suspect just heading toward the door with the fish still flopping around in the net. Some people, though, believe this may be part of a social media stunt because in the video you can see people following him out of the store and it looks like they're recording him with a GoPro camera.
I think the depths that people go for likes and social media is becoming a detriment to society, really.
Now, even in the wild, Florida Fish and Wildlife prohibits anglers from taking tarpon out of the water if they're larger than 40 inches to keep them from dying. Talk about a brazen theft. I guess it is a theft, right? To take a net off the shelf and just go for it?
If it was in the Bass Pro Shops in Memphis, the Pyramid, then it's okay. You know?
Okay.
You know that one?